Ever wonder why you instinctively trust someone with a big, bright smile? We all do, but why? What is it about a simple curve of the lips that makes us let our guard down, open up, and even follow a stranger's advice? Is it just culture? Is it biology? Or is it something deeper, wired into our very brains? In this video, we're going deep into the science of trust and unlocking the surprising secrets behind the power of a smiling face. Your smile might be more powerful than you think. In fact, it could be the key to landing a job, winning a client, building a deeper relationship, or even getting more engagement online. We often underestimate how much trust we assign based on facial expressions, especially the smile. But here's the twist. Not all smiles are created equal. Some build trust instantly. Others, they break it. So, how do you tell the difference? And how can you use that insight to your advantage? Let's start at the very beginning. Evolution. Long before words, long before we could say, "I trust you," we used expressions. And the smile? It may have evolved from a survival mechanism. Primates, including our distant ancestors, showed their teeth not in aggression, but in submission, to signal peace, friendliness, and non-threat. Over time, that submissive signal evolved into what we now recognize as a smile, a social glue that keeps groups together. But why does it work so well on us? The answer lies partly in your brain, specifically in something called mirror neurons. These neurons fire not just when you smile, but when you see someone else smile. Your brain mimics what it sees, making you feel the emotion as if it were your own. That's why a genuine smile can be contagious. It actually creates emotional resonance. And then there's the chemical side. When you smile, your brain releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals. These not only elevate your mood, but signal safety and positivity to those around you. And when someone smiles at you, your brain gets a little hit of those same chemicals, making you more likely to trust them. This creates what scientists call a positive feedback loop. One person smiles, the other feels good and smiles back, reinforcing a sense of connection and trust. So the next time someone smiles at you and you suddenly feel at ease, that's not magic. It's millions of years of evolution and a well-wired brain doing its thing. Now that we've explored the biology behind smiling, let's look at what psychology has to say. Because trust isn't just chemical, it's also deeply cognitive. When you see someone smile, your brain makes snap judgments. Studies show that people who smile are often perceived as more competent, honest, and reliable, even when there's no real evidence to support it. This is due to something psychologists call the halo effect, a bias where we assume that if someone has one positive trait, they must have others too. So, if a person smiles warmly, we subconsciously believe they're also smarter, more generous, and better at their job. It's not always fair, but it's how our brains shortcut complex evaluations, especially when time is limited. Think about first impressions. You have just 7 seconds to make one, and a smile might be the most powerful tool in those 7 seconds. Not only does it soften your appearance, but it lowers social defenses in others. People become more receptive, more open, more willing to engage. Smiling also plays a huge role in rapport building. Therapists use it, salespeople use it, even politicians and world leaders know a sincere smile can create connection without words. In experiments where people were asked to rate trustworthiness based on photographs, those who smiled, especially with their eyes, scored significantly higher. And in romantic settings, A smile can be more powerful than physical attractiveness alone in predicting connection. So, whether you're meeting someone for the first time or trying to deepen a bond, remember, trust often begins with a smile. Now, let's talk about how powerful smiling is in the business world. Whether you're closing a deal, serving a customer, or leading a team, your smile could be doing more work than your resume. In customer service, a smile can dramatically change the experience. Research shows that customers are more likely to rate service as excellent, even when there's a mistake, if the service provider smiles sincerely. It's not just about being polite, it's about projecting approachability and care. In sales, it's almost a cheat code. A warm, confident smile puts buyers at ease. It makes the salesperson seem less pushy and more trustworthy, which increases the chance of a deal being made. One study found that smiling sales reps boosted customer satisfaction by up to 40%. But it doesn't stop there. In the digital world where facial expressions are harder to read, even a profile picture with a smile can make a massive difference. LinkedIn profiles with smiling headshots receive significantly more connection requests and interview invites. And what about leadership? Leaders who smile appropriately are seen as more charismatic, more human, and yes, more trustworthy. They're more likely to be followed, respected, and remembered. Even in high-stakes negotiations, a calm, sincere smile can lower tension, increase openness, and help both parties reach a better outcome. But here's the key. It has to feel genuine, not rehearsed. So whether you're in an office, on a Zoom call, or creating content, your smile is part of your brand. Use it wisely. So far, we've talked about the smile as a superpower, but like any power, it comes with responsibility. Because here's the truth, not all smiles are honest. We've all been there. Someone smiles at you, but it feels off. That's because your brain is wired to detect micro-expressions, tiny involuntary facial movements that betray someone's real emotions. A genuine smile, what scientists call the Duchenne smile, involves not just the mouth, but also the eyes. The corners crinkle and the cheeks rise. Fake smiles often skip this step. The eyes stay cold, disconnected. And when we spot a fake smile, it can backfire. Instead of building trust, it erodes it. People may see you as manipulative, insincere, or even deceptive, even if that wasn't your intent. This is where the ethics of smiling come into play. Are you smiling because you feel joy, connection, or gratitude? Or are you using a smile as a tool to get something, attention, agreement, or control? In some industries, especially customer-facing roles, workers are trained to smile constantly, even when they're stressed or upset. Psychologists call this emotional labour, and over time, it can lead to burnout, disconnection, and reduced well-being. So what's the balance? Authenticity, a smile used with empathy, intention, and respect, creates real human connection. But when it's used to manipulate, people notice, and trust breaks. Smile, but mean it. Use it to connect, not control. Smiling is powerful, but it's not everything. Trust is a multi-sensory, multi-layered experience. If the rest of your communication doesn't align with your smile, people will notice. Take eye contact, for example. A genuine smile, paired with steady, respectful eye contact, signals honesty. But a smile with darting eyes? That can trigger suspicion. And then there's body language. Are your shoulders open or closed? Are your hands relaxed or clenched? A smile says one thing, but your body might be saying another. Consistency is key. People trust those whose words, expressions, and body movements all align. When someone says they're happy to help, but their voice is flat and their smile is stiff, we feel the disconnect. So if you want to build real trust, online, in person, in business, or in love, start with a smile, but don't stop there. Follow it up with competence, with reliability, with kindness. That's what makes your smile mean something. So the next time someone smiles at you, pause for a moment. That simple gesture might carry millions of years of evolution, deep psychological cues, and real emotional weight. And when you smile, don't just do it to be polite. Do it with intention, with heart, with consistency. Because the world doesn't need more forced smiles. It needs real ones. If you learned something new today, give this video a like and share it with someone who smiles a lot, or maybe someone who needs a reason to. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology behind everyday behaviour. Until next time, keep smiling, the real kind.